to this segment of AKT Celebrity Reads. I'm going to be doing a very special reading tonight. Again, another segment for Armias Joseph Ashkadam, Nipsey Hussle. This is what he asked me to do. So I've been working on this about a week now. Hi, I love the hearts. And I'm very tired. I'm actually very, very exhausted. I didn't feel like coming to do this reading because I have so much going on, and I see clients. I see private clients for readings during the day, and I see them during the night. So it is very difficult when I do Nipsey's readings because they go so many places. They go very deep. And I'm required to read and study and write and do what Nipsey asked me to do and what his ancestors, good and bad, and in mine, good and bad. I mean, it's been really crazy. Really, really crazy in here. Thank you for the hearts. I love the hearts. Hey, Alvin. I'm going to try to keep this short, but I was still working on this reading today, and I'm still not finished. But what I decided was I will do this portion of the information I do have, and then I don't know when I'm coming back later. But I do know Nipsey's birthday is August the 15th, so I was thinking about doing a special session for him. On his birthday. So if you want me to do that session, then what I will ask you to do is get your candles, get your Nipsey Blue candles, and come with me so that we can all send him a lot of special loving energy for his birthday on August the 15th, which is only like, 2-3 days away. We don't have a lot of time. This was, I could say, one of the hardest readings I've done because I haven't slept in about 2 weeks. There have been a lot of spirits, even demons, that come in, and I let them be here. Actually, I went walking a couple of nights ago because I work on these things all day, and then I deal with clients all day, and I deal with clients all night. I was actually up 1 o'clock in the morning doing readings for people. Not because I had to, but sometimes I just want to. I just, if it's someone I know and I've read you before and we're cool, we didn't have a problem, I just might just read you. If it just depends on what mood I'm in. As long as you don't have a nasty attitude. So I went walking a couple of nights ago. I just need to get some fresh air at night. And when I was walking up the street and then I turned to come back down the street, I felt something behind me. I turned around. It was a hellhound. It looked like the hellhound I told you about in the last reading. But this one was bigger. It had all of its hair and muscles all over the body. And it had a new set of damn teeth. It's like it went and got its teeth fixed or some motherfucker added in. This motherfucker had, the hooks in this motherfucker mouth was treacherous than a motherfucker. Hey, John Apple. And he had a double row, like Jaws. This motherfucker looked like a shark by the damn head and was looking at me. And when I looked, he started showing me his teeth. I said, well, hi. How are you? Actually, I was hoping that you came back because I had some more questions about, his best friend Fats, and about Cowboy. And I wanted to ask some more questions, but then he stood there. He didn't try to attack me. He didn't want to hurt me. He came back to the house. So I said hello to him. And I didn't feel threatened. He didn't come to attack me. He didn't want to hurt me. But he came back, like I asked. I said, I didn't know you heard me when I actually come back. I said, I wanted some more clarity about Route 666 and Route 66, because I think Route 66, okay, there's Route 66, even though they changed the names, we know the energy's still there, and we know the demons are still there. People have reported bad things happen to them when they go on Route 66 and Route 666. Okay, but Route 666 is the 6th road that goes over Route 66. And that's where I saw the skinwalkers and the hellhounds from the god Hades. People would think when you say Hades, that means hell. No, Hades is the god of the underworld. And he has the three-headed hellhounds with him that guard him and guard the underworld. So he's over the dead. But one thing he does, he lets the dead in, but he doesn't want to let them out when they don't want to be there. He traps them there. So I'm glad that he let them come back. But boy, it has been a very difficult price that I've had to pay because I chose to. Now, I'm going to try to read this because it's kind of long. But one thing I said I'm going to do. Nipsey gave me a message for Blacc Sam and Samael. Now, I hope that somebody gets this goddamn message to Blacc Sam ass, because I believe it. Now, I don't know if he ever listened to us or believed in spiritual advisors or people that have spiritual abilities to delve into things or to talk to his brother, Nipsey. But I am telling you, Nipsey gave me another message for Blacc Sam, and that's also tied through this whole reading. And somebody, I hope that if somebody knows Samael, Blacc Sam, that if he'll just listen to the first part, he doesn't have to listen to the rest. But Blacc Sam needs to get this fucking message that I've got to tell him. Let me tell you, something was weird to me. Let's see if I could. Tam, I hope I did not leave it upstairs. Because if I did, y'all, I'm going to have to cut this off. And I'm going to have to come back. I think I left it upstairs. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back unless you all... Okay, I'll tell you what. If you don't mind, I'm just going to step away from the camera for a minute. I don't want to try to take it with me. I'll be right back because I have to get this. Here I come. I found it. I left it upstairs, you all. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me tell you what Nipsey said to me. Okay. And then we're going to get into David Gross. Nipsey tells me a couple days ago, Alexis, send my brother a message. Tell him, Nipsey said he'll know what this means. Tell him the 5 of spades and the ace of spades. I said, okay. And I literally just wrote it, 5 of spades, and I wrote ace right there. And then I said, so what do you mean? You used to play cards or something? I don't know why he gave it to me like that. He says the 5 of spades and the ace of spades. Boy, now that, when I read that, so those are the 2 cards he wants Sam to know. The 5 of spades and the ace of spades. So now we're going to go into what I found. And what, as I sat and looked at these, it says 5 of spades, entourage. Just talking about an entourage. The 5 of spades announces a person who will play you and use you against your will. You must be careful, Blacc Sam. Avoid negative people who think about their own interest and are not genuine and don't care about people or the community. Don't let them play you or play on your emotions around the property. Hi, Duan. Because you love your brother, you started off as children, and you created that business together. And I'm a little bit confused. I'm not sure if that's where they had Sloss and Tees, or was Nipsey already in that building? Because I saw old video. It looked like the same store before he met David Gross when he was a young man, and maybe teens, early 20s. But because they did this together, they did everything together. They were born together, even though there was his baby brother. He even said they slept in the room together. And then they fought together. They hustled together. They built the business together. Blacc Sam has to be careful not to be ruled by his emotions and the pain and the suffering and the loss of his brother and what this has brought to them. Well, I've been busy doing the reading one, so I have to call you another time to get more clarity on that, because that came up in the reading. That's why I want to talk to you about it. So you can just correct things I missed, since I'm not very familiar, but Queen Khalifa and the Moor. Now, the L, when I told you all, now it makes sense to me, more sense. When I told you all, hi Nova baby, that Nipsey was climbing, thank you Alina, under the building, and there was basically a underground city that was no longer working under the city with minerals in the ground. Oil, I saw coal, amber, underground, diamonds, and the very jet black, triple black being that was a male, that was a god, a part of the L. That his eyes were made of rubies and gold, and he was draped in gold, rubies, and diamonds and pearls. He would be the god of the physical world, the physical dimension, but also connected to the god of Hades, because he was one of the Moor, the L, that sold out the Black Indians, the natives, and the other Moors, including Queen Khalifa. Now it makes sense, because I remember back in that reading I said he lodged himself inside of my wall. So every time I walked past the wall in my bathroom to the bedroom, he'd do me like this. But he wouldn't talk to me. I'm like, I see your ass. But that's fine. You don't want to talk to me. You don't want to tell me what happened. And then eventually, after he said that maybe a week, he told me what happened, and that he had made the pact with the white beings, which would also represent a certain segment, a certain ethnic group, because there are different ethnic groups of white people, so-called. They're not really white. The white people that you don't know because you don't know your history. White is not a skin color. White is a status. Duan, tell me if I'm saying this wrong. You know what I think about Big U. I mentioned him in the last reading. So that's a status. So in white, those group of European, because there are different ethnic groups of so-called black people. Okay. And all of them, when you're dealing with the word black as a person that doesn't exist, that's like nom de guerre, like a dead person walking dead in the head. You don't know who you are. That stuff ties into this reading. Why? Because when I was talking to Nipsey and there was beings around him, I started looking at symbols around that store. And they all, just like what I told you about the 2 shoes off and the 1 foot. And a nurse made a comment on that video and said, well, that's not why the 2 shoes were off with the 1 sock off. They were off because they put an IV in his foot because he was shot in the toe. And I said, okay, but I also know nurses who told me not only should he not have been compressed in the chest, but he should have had an IV and immediately air flighted to a hospital. And I said, if he was IV'd, can you show me the video with the IV in the toe and in the arm? Yeah, white is not a skin color, it's a status. See, that ties into this reading. See? And she didn't respond to me. Because when I saw them putting what is supposedly him in the ambulance, there was no IV. So I don't know if that's a separate video we did not see, but that's not what I saw. So I challenged her. I said, yeah, well, I'm not a nurse, but I know them. And they said that was incorrect procedure. He should have been immediately. Plus, we know that that area should have been taped off and the forensics team should have been called in. People were allowed to walk, have candles, walk over the area, do anything they want. Like they still done up until David Gross had the fence put around the store to block everybody off. Okay. Yes, immediately and for surgery, because he possibly could have been saved. So that's why I'm saying it to say, Blacc Sam, do not let them use your emotions against you to play on you and to take the property. Now, I'm kind of confused because I'm hearing different stories. Blacc Sam owned the land. Blacc Sam, Nipsey, and his father owned the land. Then David Gross owned it. They were partners together with other partners. But if you go back to listen to my first reading and readings up till now, I have always said that this was about land. This was about real estate as well as organized crime and theft of it. It wasn't completely just a friend shooting someone like these other people tell me, oh, it was just a homeboy shooting him. No. And now you see, like I've already said in the beginning, I know there were two shooters, there were two guns because Nipsey told me so. And I knew the different points where he was shot, and I knew it was not no 5 shots to the body and 1 to the goddamn head. And now we see, I don't know why these people put it out at first. Like Rizza Islam. I think Tariq Nasheed also said this, that it was 5 to the body, 1 to the head. I don't know where that comes from because now that's not what the transcripts say. That's not what they're saying the coroner's saying. Yes, I know. Okay, so also I saw that there were documents, and David Gross knows where they are. There, he stole documents, or he's hiding documents pertaining to Nipsey's land and the agreements that he had with Nipsey, the brother, and the father. He's hiding them, and there are different sets of documents. So, to keep the confusion going. So, then someone said on a video the other day, Blacc Sam owns the land completely. I'm sorry, like I say, I'm willing to be wrong. You know, I have always told you all that. You can check me when I'm wrong, and I'll apologize. I'll retract. But that's not what this reading is saying. And then when I'm looking up the meaning, like what Nipsey gave me, of the 5 of swords and the 5 of spades, which would also be the 5 of swords, and the ace of spades, that's not what I am getting. And when I'm writing down what the spirits are saying to me, what Nipsey is saying to me, that is not what I'm getting, that David Gross is a good person and that they had a fair and square deal, and this is what Nipsey wanted. Actually, the spirits described him to me, and it also came up in the aces as someone who looks clean but is dirty. Someone that comes off nice, but that is a liar, a thief, and a con artist. Now, I saw the video that David Gross produced with Nipsey. It was him and Nipsey standing across from each other and another dark-skinned, bald-headed man in the middle of them. They said he was somebody that worked, I don't know if he's a congressman or he works for the government out in California. When David Gross is talking, Nipsey has a do-rag on. He's looking at David Gross, and David Gross is like, I know that, you know, you spent a lot of time building the fish shack and doing all the things to this place, and now we have to tear it down. He said that's proof that Nipsey knew we were going to do this year, so we just went on and proceeded after he was assassinated, and that he went along with it. Well, I didn't see that. When I'm looking at David Gross, looking at Nipsey, and the black guy in the middle with the bald head is grinning, like everything's good. He's more fluid. Okay. Like he's like the Joker, or maybe the Fool. So he probably already got his check. So he's very relaxed. He has nothing to lose here. Nipsey, on the other hand, go back and look at that video again. Nipsey's tense. Nipsey's stressed. He looks agitated to me, because when he looks at Nipsey and says, you know, we were planning to do this, and I hate we built all this stuff up just to tear it down, Nipsey goes, But he's trying to keep his composure, but you can see it in his face. You can see it in Nipsey's eyes, and you can feel it in his energy. Yeah, he's going, yeah, exactly, yeah. But he couldn't say anything. Let me tell you what kind of person David Gross is. David has an extreme anger problem. David Gross is passive aggressive. He shows you one face in public, but he goes into private fits of rage and anger when he doesn't get his way or when he's caught up in something, and he threatened Nipsey. Once he got him where he wanted him and he acted cool, because people were saying, I don't know where this comes from, he didn't like or trust David Gross at first. But then David Gross pulled him in some type of way, even though Nipsey didn't trust this guy. You can see it when they're standing out there in the parking lot, and he says this stuff to Nipsey, and Nipsey's looking at him going, yeah, okay, yeah, right. You can tell he wasn't with it, because he saw something in that contract or had figured out what had gone on, and David had secretly let him know, you're not getting out of it. We're not restructuring or changing anything. Just like, do y'all remember in a reading I did maybe a month ago where I said I saw two women inside of Nipsey's family, and one was talking to a black lawyer, and I saw the lawyer slid down at the desk, and I saw the legal books, and that they were trying to figure out how to cheat Nipsey out of the gambling. You know, with the gambling casino. You all know now, I'm sure you've heard the news, that the owners of the casino said they don't know Nipsey, and they didn't have a deal with him. It was David Gross who had a deal with Nipsey, or had taken some money from Nipsey and told him that he was going to be a partner in the casino. You see that right there? I saw two women's. One of my readings, I said it in a reading, and then the other one lady I like a lot, go look at Successful Ladies Live on YouTube, because she confirmed everything I said in this reading when I was mentioning these players. You can see it, and I always said this was about that real estate and what's under the real estate. Even when people tried to discredit me and said I was crazy and it was about something else, that's what Nipsey kept telling me, and it would always come up in the readings. So I'm willing to be wrong, but I said all that to say, please, Sam, don't get caught up in any alcohol. Don't get caught up don't let your body get sick and broke down, because they could hurt him and destroy him by him being stressed, getting sick, getting afraid, starting to drink, trying to relieve himself because of the pain and hurt. They're getting him and attacking him while he's so stressed about missing his baby brother, Nipsey. And Nipsey misses them. But fortunately, Nipsey is still here. And Nipsey goes to see them all the time. Now, Nipsey is brilliant. He's quite intelligent. Yes, I said it was real estate, and I said it was under the ground, and they ain't going to let that go, baby. They ain't going to give that family all of that land. They ease their way into that family through them contract with Nipsey and his brother. And then have other hidden partners. I also want to say something else. You all go back, if you think I'm lying, you look at the date, and you look at what's going on right now. When I said Bruce Lee came in here, I think that was Labor Day. I think in two readings I mentioned him. Bruce Lee told me there was a Chinese connection. I told you all too, I looked at that T-Mobile store and I wondered about those phones, and were there any Asian companies that produced or were co-partners with the phones or any devices sold in the store, or would they be in the future? And I saw Asian buyers in that property and around that property. Nobody said that but me. Well, then again, let me take that back, because I don't listen to other psychics readings, so they might have said it. I kept saying I saw Asian investors and buyers, because I also hear them saying this is a light city. And I also see Asian organized crime. I mentioned that. There are hidden partners here. Hidden investors, and they are hidden waiting to be ready to invest, or they're encouraging them to invest now. They have the monies to build up that property. Thank you, Johnny, but baby, I have to work now. I can't sit on here and do free reading all the goddamn time for y'all now. Y'all really love a bitch, and y'all want me to keep coming doing these goddamn reading. Now, y'all need to send a bitch $5, $10 so I can buy me some goddamn chicken wing or some other goddamn chicken and rice and gravy and macaroni and cheese, some cornbread and collard green. There's a black-eyed peas, a goddamn something. Now, I can't keep doing this, and y'all want to sit up here and enjoy it, but you don't want to goddamn give me a motherfucking thing. Because what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to do half of these readings, and then I'm going to go to Patreon or somewhere where people appreciate my work, but I can't keep on goddamn doing this motherfucker shit for free now. Y'all don't even let me get no goddamn sweet potato pie or no goddamn Coca-Cola or no goddamn Georgia iced tea, that real sweet tea with that lemon wedge on the goddamn end of the mint julep so I can sip and wipe my damn mouth like one of them Southern Bells with a goddamn handkerchief. Now, I said the shit, and I said Bruce Lee said the goddamn shit. And he was, yes, I understand it, but that would still be Asian, baby. Korean, Chinese, Japanese, that's still goddamn Asian, and I still saw China somewhere in this. Now, if they ain't in it already on the low, or I think they might have owned that building before Nipsey. Go look. It's some Asian in here, and I am telling you, there is Asian organized crime, there is nigger organized crime, and there is white organized crime. And they are what? In the government dealing with zoning, city planning, and police. And lawyers. Because what I'm seeing now, David Groves got a person that works for government dealing with zoning, permits, and planning that is on the take. He got a judge on the take. He got a lawyer on the take. That they do shit. Baby, I don't have Cash App. I do PayPal. I can't have all these damn apps and shit. Now, I'm country. And I'm old school. So now I always have fucked it with PayPal. They ain't never gave me no problem. So this, I know y'all young folk like this goddamn Cash App and shit. But I'm not going to stop the PayPal. I don't know how to do that shit right now. I got to learn the tech stuff now so I can put my own videos and shit up. You're going to see what I'm talking about. And there's something about that goddamn T-Mobile store that will not let me rest. So I believe it's not only those phones in there that I see an Asian connection and I keep in China because Bruce Lee is Chinese. It's either already there, secret hidden investors you don't see that have bought into the land with the new project, or they are coming. I'm willing to bet money. I'm willing to put my reputation on this because y'all heard me say that shit before. They dare, goddammit. You just can't, well, you can easily do PayPal too. So you know what I'm saying? You really don't want to do it then because you really want to send me a piece of money. You go to goddamn Western Union or PayPal or whatever it is the fuck I say I fucks with. So obviously you don't want me to keep doing the goddamn readings then. Don't make no excuse to give me no money because like I said, you don't appreciate it, but y'all slick and dirty and mess as hell. Cause all y'all do is fuck with me. Send me email and text and shit. Where you at, Miss Alexis? Where you at? You all right? Is something happened to you? Is you sick? Cause we want another reading. So y'all fucks with me all the goddamn time. All day, all goddamn night. But then you don't want to send me a few damn dollars? Well, okay, I'll fix your damn ass. So go on and say, well, you got Cash App. Okay, well, one day you're going to look up over in this bitch and you won't see me doing no more motherfucking free readings and then you'll wonder why. You play that way with me, I play that way with you. Okay? Go ahead. Because I can do you like every fucking body else that do y'all reading. Give you 2 and 3 cards and read you about 15 or 30 damn minutes and let this shit go. Keep playing, keep fucking with it, fuck with it, keep fucking with me. Keep on. No, I'm not finna beg for no money. I'm gonna get to the goddamn tower now. I'm leading up to, let me ease into the shit. I'm gonna ease up to it. I'm walking up to it now, Taylor. Goddamn it, empowered. I'm walking up to the fucking tower. I got to deal with Black Sam now. So I'm mentioning this because it ties into this shit about the 5 of spades that Nipsey told me. Because, yes, thank you, Trish. The owner was Chinese. See, I'm trying to tell you, it's some more goddamn Asian coming up in this property, and I've been seeing it for months. I already see the architecture on that city. They call it, one of the things they call it is the City of Lights. And when I see the City of Lights, it's a beautiful city. When the nighttime comes, they turn the lights on, and it looked like a city of lights that I see coming in the future. And I believe they're getting it ready for the Olympics. It's a beautiful city, and it kind of reminds me of Rome. The way they've done it and got the arch and the way the lights are set up, like a Moorish art style, but y'all don't know your history. And you don't know that's your ancestors when you see a door that has the oval archway like that, or you see the different design and shit. Yes, they need to break bread because I'm tired now. Because the way these damn things be over here fucking with me, all day and all night, I'm wore out as hell. I can't act this too much on my body. So I can't come here doing no, I gave y'all two, y'all selfish as hell. I know y'all love me. I know a lot of y'all love me. I love y'all back. But still only fair is fair. Now, I don't know why y'all fuck with me and Slick send me private message fucking with me and ask me where I'm at and shit. Well, y'all got plenty of other people that y'all can go watch they goddamn reading and give me a motherfucking break, goddamn it. Y'all don't want to let me sleep. Y'all don't want to send a bitch nothing to eat, no Uber eat or nothing, no damn doggy snack or treat or nothing. But y'all ask me where the fuck you been. I gave y'all 2 readings about 2 or 3 weeks ago. 2 different fucking reading, man. About 2, 3, 4 hour read. That still wasn't enough for y'all goddamn ass. Y'all junkies. Now, so this gonna have to stop being uneven like this now. I'm gonna get the fuck on because I'm tired. Now, it's too much on me with the shit I have to go through. But anyway, this city, they already done draw the motherfucker out. That includes Nipsey's building. They already got the blueprint of what they were gonna do before Nipsey was assassinated. And David Gross is being threatened because he was sent in to get that property. Now he have higher ups, the billionaire boys that he with. He not the mastermind behind this here. See, and I'm sure Sam know this, but I'm sure the family probably can't speak, in public. They don't know us like that, so they ain't gonna really say what's going on. But I'm telling you, Nipsey telling me now, he got them over him, and he was sent in to secure the bag. Now these people want their money. See, because he done been giving a lot of money. People gonna give more money. And you know the way for him to prove it? Now he got the collateral. He got the land. He got to start building. He got to goddamn produce. They putting pressure on him. So he got to come up and deliver what he was sent in. He's a wolf in sheep clothing. He's a hyena. This nigga COINTELPRO all the motherfucking way. Now, Sam need to know, he probably already done figured out. He is the real spook that sat by the door. But except the nigga reversed the shit. You see what I'm saying? Instead of being the spook that sat by the door of government, like the old movie tried to bring that system down, he is a COINTELPRO agent of government. And he flipped it, came in on Nipsey and was the spy, the spook that sat by Nipsey door. Taught to psychologically profile, caress and profess, and dress as if he is one of them. With that hard luck story that he growed up poor and his brother would kill. David is the goddamn spook. I'm telling you now. He the spook that sat by the door, but he flipped it. Now, I don't care what none of you say. He didn't. Get it. Finish reading this goddamn Bible goddamn sword. Didn't I tell y'all they were gonna flip this after I seen that BET shit? And I like they love him and his mama. That fucker brilliant. You See, you know, I just figured out what the mama said. How she was putting shit together and they said she was crazy and that shit she said on BET. Then Nipsey say, go back and listen to my song. Do you know the same shit, some of the shit Nipsey said in this song, the mama said it up there on BE goddamn motherfucker T? One thing, I don't know if y'all peeped it. The mama said it was no blood. We now know they washed the blood. Cause didn't I tell y'all, I seen from the first day, it was somebody at T-Mobile store connected to his store, the Marathon right there. And then I seen to another store, but I thought it was the Marathon until a girl sent me an email and correct me. I said it was in the last reading a couple of weeks ago. I said, I think it was when I had the red on, it was a pyramid sitting on top of the stove. A girl emailed me and said, Alexis, they said that he was shot in the barbershop. Then I seen a lady, a real pretty chocolate lady, standing there with the news the day it happened. And she say, they said out here Nipsey was shot and killed in his barbershop. The girl emailed, I'm getting chills all over right now. And then she said, Alexis, remember you said it was a pyramid on the top, it was a capstone on the top. She sent me the picture, I looked at it, she said, that's the barbershop. Then I seen in the back of that, I never seen in the back of the store, that mall, I don't have the blueprint, if y'all can find it, tell me. It looked like some of them stores in the back connect. Like they got a door or something, you can open and walk from one store to the another. Didn't that lady say that goddamn shit? She sure goddamn said, and I said I picked that up between them. Something happened at a Marathon store. It like they kicked off in there and it finished in the barbershop. And that enactment, because now I believe that's all that was. That video, and it was layered real heavy. That video was layered and doctored and altered. It's not even real what we see. It's an illusion. And I don't care what nobody say. I believe Grandma. Grandma said Blacc Sam ran out that house in the morning. Because his brother had been shot in the morning. I don't care what no fucking body say. I believe Grandmama. I believe her. I don't know. It's just somebody. I mean, Grandma goddamn ass man on this shit. It was the morning motherfucker time. It went 3:30. Nah. What else finna goddamn say about David motherfucker ass? The COINTELPRO shit. Yes. I want Sam to not get caught in his grief and his pain and his emotion, because this is being set up from the very beginning. David got them people high up that's ready for demolition and construction, because David was the spook and the spy who's still spying, who's still acting like he cool with them and going fucking talking that they got to hurry up and get this construction started so David he finna make a lot of money. Do you hear me? For going out being the agent, and he do this all the time. They sick this motherfucker on certain people, and he been trained to do that shit to buy back the block. Now I don't know if y'all remember when I mentioned in earlier video with Nipsey that what the fuck they got down talking about? Uber Eats a donation. We wanted to see some of the downstairs. Girl, please. Anyway, so say something about him. Yeah, I said it in the video where I said that Nipsey showed me the technology of reproducing and cloning a human, and that they were going to have all these catastrophes and storms to destroy farming and to destroy crops, and they want to build these inner city, how could I describe it, like a goddamn can, just like cans with people stacked and stacked and stacked on top of each other. And I just saw no grass, no trees, no flowers, no fruit and vegetables, and no animals. There were other type of food supplements that they were given that were not natural. And these were smart cities. Just like if you buy a television right now, you buy a refrigerator, microwave now, it is a smart appliance, meaning what? It watches you and it records everything you say because it has cameras and chips in it to track you and have the satellite to watch you and keep up with everything you do. These will be like big sardine cans stacked on top of each other. They're going to buy that land to do what? Not help black people, but take it to another level of oppression and slavery and even become a form of apartheid. You're not gaining freedom. They're not going to give that property from you to you. They are using those initiatives where the money is given to minorities for minorities to use to build up the property, but the minorities will not get that. The poor ones that really live in those areas won't get qualified to get that money to get homes and renovate the homes or even buy new ones to build up the city. The only minority that you will get that will get them millions of dollars is David Grove and other nigger faces that's with him to do what? Then turn it over to the one they work for so they can then use that tax-free zone and get that money from somebody black walking in and getting it and get secure in the bag, get they multi-million-dollar cut, be the face of it like you trying to help the community, and then give it to the ones on top, non-black, and they're going to come in, renovate it, create beautiful properties, and then create affordable housing for who? Now tell me how much sense this make. Poor people don't have no money, can't even build up their property, can't even take care of it. That's why it's so fucked up that the value's been reduced. And now you mean to tell me wealthy groups are going to build multi-million-dollar properties and move them in the property for affordable housing to pay their rent, which it would cost probably a few $1,000s a month to even pay that and keep the maintenance of it and recoup the investment. But you would literally give that to poor people, poor white folks, and poor black folks, and poor Latin folks, people of color, basically people of color, along with poor white folks. You would give that to them when they can barely pay, or they getting subsidy to pay $15 rent, $100 rent. They can't even pay their whole rent now. No, affordable housing is going to be for the wealthy and to make them comfortable. Because let's just keep it all the way funky. A lot of wealthy white people do not want to live around people of color. We're animals to them. They think they're better than us. They say we stink, we nasty, we're an inferior race, we're a mud race. You really think that when they come in town for the Olympics or to Joy Exclusive thing, now all white people are not like that, we know that. I'm talking about the elite, the small percent on top. You really think they would want to live next to somebody they paying $5,000 a month for rent, and they got somebody else in there that's from that area that was poor there, move them in and they pay $100 for rent, and they got their EBT card to buy them some damn ho-hos and wham-whams and zingers? Do you really think that's what David Gross is doing? Because, as I said, I don't know everything. So I can be corrected if y'all tell me I'm correct. I'm telling you, this is a way this is turned upside down. This nigga is a spook. And then I'm hearing people say, leave him alone because, Nipsey daddy posted the same letter he posted about the police fucking with him. Nipsey's daddy, I think, is also brilliant. And Nipsey's daddy is his father. That's the family that's caught in this evil shit. So it would behoove him to try to negotiate with these people and have some kind of common ground. So the daddy is clever. The daddy is smart, I can tell you that. Now that daddy talks soft with that goddamn accent, but that motherfucker ain't dumb now. Why you think that Black Sam and Nipsey was so tough and get locked up and beat up and get up and keep fucking going? They got that from the daddy and that daddy's ancestry, that goddamn warrior bloodline. The daddy know what he doing, and I'm telling you, David Gross is the spook. That they're going around the country. Why? Because they're afraid of something. What are they afraid of? Because they know the people are rising in consciousness and the time has shifted. That's why they don't want to let more people of color in. That's why they blocking them at the border. Because they know those are the original inhabitants of the land. And before they let you, you really think they're going to give you some money? After what they have done to you. What they have done to Queen Khalifa. How they killed her. And killed the rest of them. And then suppressed the knowledge of the gods and broke their neck. Broke their back. That's another symbol that comes up here. That I don't know if Nipsey know and Black Sam know. I looked at the different symbols around there, and one of the symbols that always bothered me is really, I thought it was beautiful at first and intrigued me, but now me and Nipsey have been talking, and he brought this symbol out to me, just like he told me about his shoes and socks. The American flag in Nipsey's store that says TMC. The marathon continues. Now I look at that flag, that made a lot of higher up and a lot of racist people very upset because the way the flag is turned, the flag was sending out a sign of distress, and by Nipsey having it hanging there, now I could be wrong, but I'm saying it was an act of war. It upset the ones that created the flag, and it was considered an act of war. They felt like he had no business with it in the store. Higher ups, the ones that are the descendants of the ones that suppressed the Moors and the Black Indians. Now, do you know the original banner or flag was the Moorish flag, red with the green star in the middle. Now, that's what they told me. There are certain groups of racist people that are high up in the secret societies that understand, overstand, and have a secret understanding, spiritual and esoteric understanding based on the laws of the universe and secret society. The original ones, the Moors, ruled that land, owned that land, and traveled there with the Ethiopian, the Abyssinian, the Eritrean. And they struck them down, just like they said George Washington cut down the cherry tree. So the red represents the blood of the Moor and chopping them down. First, that's the blood, but also love and blood. And then you're dealing with the green star. And what I also learned, because that's the wealth, the money, the affluence, you want to take their land from them. You want to make sure you break them and you destroy them, and then you enslave them, and you do as many fucking horrific things that you could do to them to make sure once you break their goddamn back, they never motherfucking get up, and they never know who they are, and they are the original power of the earth, the original man, the original God, the ruler of all of the resources and the land. So you enslave them, you hide their knowledge from them. We'll keep it. We won't destroy it, but we'll hide it from them, and we'll know it, and we'll run them, and we will kill them, and we will oppress them. That's the symbol that Nipsey showed when he had that American flag, because Nipsey must not have realized, he must know it now because he brought this to my attention. He flipped that flag. And when they saw that you are coming into your power, and you can't just be like David Gross, you see. You can't be Ivy League educated and then sell out and only be with us and look black on the outside, but then go in and seduce your people and get their trust as a wolf in sheep's clothing and then bring the money back to us. No, you don't want to do that, Nipsey. You don't want to do that, Ermias. You have to be a good goodie. You have to save your people. You have to love them from your heart. You have to tell them what you know. You have to get in your songs and talk about you own your shit and you ain't no label fucking you and then damn YG up there with you. Bruh, I remember all the thing you taught me. Don't let them record label fuck me. See, you have to do this here. And now you threaten us. Because you make us feel it's impossible your motherfucking ass could always overturn this backward shit where we are wearing your status. And we got you on some dumb shit. Light skin, dark shit, skin shit. Where you think this is about your physical skin color and your race to determine what's white and what's so-called black. And that is not what this is about. It's so far from the truth. So I'm listening to this. And I said, damn, okay. So they would ride by there. And they would see it online. And secret elements. And even police. A lot of them are also part of secret fraternal orders. And Masons. And they know about the Moors from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. You see. They wasn't going to have that because it was getting ready to be a revolution and uprising. So now we're going to change the name of this this intercity initiative here. And we're going to call it Bang the Block. And we're going to make it cool. And we're going to go into the hip hop. And we're going to combine that. And we're going to get these artists to represent us and go out and push this agenda. And then we're going to tie it to politics. And we are secretly tied to law. Just like when I said earlier, this was tied to politics and law and different factions of underworld ties, as well as the 60s. Because there were people betrayed him in there, and the spiritual told me there were informants at that killing, at that assassination, and there was a female killer. There was a female present at that killing. It might have been 2 females. I am telling you, if there are females that were at that assassination of Nipsey, one of them was an informant and a killer, either light skin or white. Okay, I didn't see all the videos, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm just telling you what came to me. And also someone else, when they were doing this, got cut. I saw their finger. We'll never know now because this nigga done fenced this shit off and finna knock everything down. It was blood on the ground, blood in the stove, blood in the barbershop. One of them, which puzzles me, Nipsey told me that one of them had RH negative blood. Now, I've looked up RH negative, and from one of the statistics I saw, it said more European descendants have RH negative blood or rhesus factor blood. However, I know that's not completely true because I looked at videos where I saw people saying I'm Ethiopian and I'm RH negative. And I've seen some other black people say they are RH, because you have RH negative, RH positive, ABO. There are a whole bunch of strains. Those are the most popular ones. But see, that's been on my mind too. Because Nipsey is so cold, hey sweet, that he actually called out the goddamn blood type. And I say, baby, I'll share it. But I have no way to know because I'm not there. And it seemed like they never send a forensic team in to check for blood. They never spray for luminol. I think that's really weird because it's 5 months into this investigation. And I guess I can't say for sure they didn't because I'm not out there. I don't know what they've done. But I know how they didn't even rope it off and bring in a forensics team. And start checking, spraying luminol then and checking for where's blood. Even though somebody wiped it up, it will still show. He's showing me several blood types in the parking lot and inside of the 2 stores, but he's seen there was a trail because somebody in the back of the store. Oh, Princess Diana had RH? Yes, that means it was either a white person there or it was a mixed person who had white blood in them down the line, may not have known their blood type of, might not have known they had a white person in there, but it still could have been a person of color. Because they're saying RH negative is kind of rare and it's not the most popular blood that people have or that people would ask to be transfused with. And that even if a woman is RH positive, I think that's the way it goes. If she's pregnant with a baby that's Rh negative, they have to give her special treatments and special shots, or her body will kill that baby. That's how deep that blood is. So, child, I don't know. I'm just sharing it because, yeah, he's giving me permission to share that. I thought, wow, that is really, really interesting, Nipsey, and quite deep. But then they went, I noticed, after I did the last reading and said about the blood in the store and the blood, and I heard a couple other people say it too. Then you see, I'm not saying he listens to us. He probably doesn't. But maybe it's just a coincidence. After that, he goes and fences that whole shop off. Nobody can just walk in there. Nobody can look at the store and say they're going to tear the shit down. And what else did he say to me about that show? I'm just saying that all before let me go ahead and try to finish this. Oh, yeah, the symbols. Because that was an offense. Because they felt like he was waking up and he was waking people up. Just the subconscious subliminal of the American flag and the Moorish flag may trigger in people's minds, people of color, to go look at their future. Look at the past, look at the history, and to see what is really going on, because it's so mixed up and twisted and convoluted to keep you confused, to keep you hating yourself, to keep you off. But he explained it to me, and then the spirit started coming in, the one that's under the L, the one I told you at the last reading when I dealt with this with Chinese, that he was a Moorish god. He was a king from the other galaxies. They come here and bring this knowledge, and they control the wealth. All the knowledge, all the first laws came from them, the Moors. Oh yes, the other symbol that he brought out to me, the barbershop. Do you see what I'm saying? He brought two places out where we believe blood is, and where he was assaulted in one and assassinated in the other. The barbershop, look at, what is that? A tower. The symbol for the barbershop with the red, white, and blue, the swirly thing with the glass, that is a mini tower. Do you realize the history of the barbershop was a place where people go to get bloodletted, to get cut, get their veins cut in, and they had a basin that they catch the blood in, and a basin full of leeches to suck the blood, supposedly sucking diseases. They pulled teeth in there. They did surgery. It was blood everywhere in the barber shop. Then they started changing the laws. They felt it was unsanitary, or people were getting killed or hurt in the barber shop. And don't you think that's something, that symbol, which is a helix, like a double helix, that would also go back to the Egyptian caduceus double helix sign. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, they Nipsey breaking me off something over here. Along with the L and the demons. And let me tell you another thing about that star. I wrote it down because I wrote the flag. Yes, that is on that Moorish flag. Okay. I asked Nipsey where he was one day because he came to see me. I said, where are you, baby? He said, I am with Solomon. I am in Solomon's temple. It would make sense. Why? Because Nipsey is a descendant of King David. And who's King David? Then King David's the first king. He saw Bathsheba swimming, taking a bath, washing her ass outside. Had to have her. Know she was married to one of his military I don't know if it was a high-ranking military official, a Uriah, and David had to have her so bad he fucked her. They started fucking, and he knew she was married. Got her pregnant. He wanted her so bad. Which sounds familiar, that's why I'm telling you the story. He got some of the other homeboys, we'll say homeboys here, 60s Crips, mental motherfuckers, like the one in jail that shot and was one of the shooters, rather. David told his high-ranking military official that he trusted him on the low. I want you to kill Uriah so I can have Bathsheba. Now tell me if I'm repeating it wrong. I'm so tired I didn't have a chance to read the whole goddamn Bible on this shit. But they agreed, and David told them, I need you to put him on the front line to make sure he is killed. so I can have her to myself. But I want him. I'm gonna have him over here. I'm gonna eat dinner with him. I'm gonna act like I'm his friend. Then at the right appointed time, I'm gonna set his ass up, and I want y'all to blow his fucking head off. I want you to assassinate him, but then y'all gonna say that he got shot by the opposing forces on the other side. Sound familiar? Yeah. Because see, that's Nipsey's bloodline. Royal bloodline from his father. That, yeah. People of color stories, even royal bloodline. Then David was very powerful, and God was mad at him and punished him for that shit. But David would be the 6-point star. Who's the 5-point star? Because you think it's all negative and evil and satanic. The 5-point star will be David's son, which is the most powerful and wealthiest king in all the world, which will be King Solomon. If you look at the scripture, Solomon every month was bought 666 points of gold. Every month. You can find this in your Bible. 666 and root 666. Start in the Bible. Now I know. That's why I asked the hellhound to come back to me. Tell me more. King Nip, that's right. King Ermias. Tell me about the 666 hellhound. Because I know for me to find facts out there at the crossroad and it's keeping attached to Nipsey and the stove. What is it? Because I know something satanic done to him. But now it makes sense because his descendants is from that line, and King Solomon was a high sorcerer. He had turned to magic, and he was also a Freemason, and you were dealing with the Solomonic Kabbalah Freemasonry magic when you're dealing with King Solomon. And then he had the so-called idol gods. When they said he dealt with the different women from different... Yes, but they flipped it. They turned the magic upside down on Nipsey. Just like the spook that sat by the door flipped it. Instead of you coming to liberate your people, you came pretending, spying, thieving, goddamn conniving and motherfucking lying to trick and flip and steal and take it back to the higher ups and watch this ass goddamn get shot. You know, there were people watching that, enjoying that. Somebody's phone was recording that shit by order, not just for fun. They listened to it. They watched it. And I see blood on the phone. Okay. Let me finish here. Going back to the 5 of spades. For Sam. Saying all this because he needs to know it all tie into what Nipsey said about this 5 of spades warning. Says the 5 of spades describes treason, warns about the dangers of empathy and attachment to an individual because they thought they was cool with this guy and this guy was their friend. It can mean ending of romantic relationships, which we know there are some romantic relationships that ended when Nipsey was assassinated, but also the ending of partnerships and agreements, hard feelings, and falling out of friends and lovers and business partners. It is a bad omen. The 5 of swords is a bad omen, and it is warning Blacc Sam to be careful and stay vigilant and to not be vulnerable because of what happened to you. Do not trust people you think are close to you or new people that suddenly pop up, even if they are young. Because I saw there is a young man that is a spy and that is cold and that will lie, cheat, and steal, and that also is a gang member that will come close to him to act like he wants to help and be a friend, someone new. He said, don't trust the present and don't trust the new. They come in and say they love Nipsey, they knew him, especially if they are affiliated with organized crime or underworld activities. It is a plant and it is a killer. The 5 of spades also announces betrayal and the end of different romantic relationships and friendships. using the pity or trying to play on your pity and the feelings that you feel from the attachments dealing with your brother. Playing on your emotions and memories, this card too can refer you to sad times that you feel hard to cope with. It says also the Five of Spades to Black Sam. When we're dealing with Five of Spades, we're dealing with communications, words, intellect, reason, thoughts, and legal. Codes, ordinances, police, laws, permits. That's what we're dealing with. When we deal with the Five of Spades, it said there's trouble with partners and pain over the loss. He thinks about traveling, going away because the pain is so deep. Sam's very emotional. Dealing with this treason / murder / insurrection. That is what we are dealing with. Taylor, you know what? I ain't even got nothing to say. In law, and I looked at the word treason. In law, treason is criminal disloyalty to the state. So now we need to look at who the state felt was committing treason and being disloyal to them. Nipsey and Sam. That's why they were always saying they broke the law. That's why they were always busting them and arresting Nipsey and setting Sam up to go to prison. And always saying they were in violation. They wanted to take this. Why? Because of what I said. It represented the Moors. Reclaiming the neighborhood nip. Reestablishing it because it would have created a snowball effect. And people would have started to wake up like they are doing now and like they did when he was physically here. And it would have been the end of a reign through lies, flipping the law upside down, flipping the teaching upside down, flipping the thoughts upside down, flipping the people upside down, having them hating each other, fucking over each other, killing each other, and creating laws to encourage and always keeping mayhem and chaos. Really, it's like the city of Gotham. That's how they thrive. They could never let you wake up. So in a way, thank you, Shelley. Well, you have to thank Nipsey for this, baby, and not me. Because he's been over here educating me with the spirits. Because King Solomon actually came in here. That's how I started to know King Solomon is 5-point star. King David, his father, is the 6-point star. They just inverted it to throw you off and to try to lessen the power. So they considered them, in law, treason is a criminal disloyalty to the state. It is a crime that covers some of the more extreme acts against one's nation on sovereign. I looked up sovereign because we need to know how does sovereignty fit into here. Now we know you are sovereign and you are more and you know your rights. And I kept saying Batman all those times, and I wonder, why do I keep saying Batman over Superman? And even when I did Sandman the Goose, he said Batman or Superman. I said, which one? He said Batman. I didn't know until one of Nipsey's friends sent me a video the other day where Snoop Dogg asked him, who you like, Batman or Superman? He said Batman. I said, I wonder why. Because I didn't know him or know his history. I wonder why he kept saying Batman. Now I know, because that's Nipsey. And that helped me with Sandman figure out what happened. And then I saw the baby say it. Yeah, but I don't believe every word I say because I don't know. I just say what I feel from the spirit, and I'm willing to put it out in the public and get ridiculed and crucified for it. I'm willing to be wrong. It's a good lesson to me. I don't know. When I say these things, I just believe the spirits are bringing them to me. Yes, and he has all the gadgets. This is a key element of sovereignty in a legalistic sense is that of exclusivity or jurisdiction. Now we're dealing with the jurisdiction of Nipsey's property. Because that's what they were fighting to have, sovereigns over the jurisdiction of Nipsey's land and make sure that Nipsey did not have sovereign rights, which would be ultimate and supreme rights above any law or jurisdiction or governing body. Hey, Tracy. They didn't want that to happen. So they created the agencies to rule over it and dominate it so that they could have sovereign and supreme rights and rulership over that property. It says, sovereignty in a legalistic sense is that of exclusivity of jurisdiction, specifically the degree to which decisions made by a sovereign entity might be contradicted by another authority. They didn't want their authority, Nipsey's authority, to contradict and overrule the authority of another agency, governing body, so they could take it. With David Gross and his secret partners that are of different races. Example, 2003 invasion of the Iraq by George W. Bush. You see how he dominated that and took complete control and had sovereignty over that land and fucked him up, and he thought they was cool and trusted him. Then Bush doubled back and came in there and basically usurped the power of Saddam Hussein. And you see what happened. The rest is history. Because this is what they do. And it's saying absoluteness, an important factor of sovereignty, is its degree of absoluteness. A sovereign power has absolute sovereignty when it is not restricted by a constitution, by the laws of its predecessors, or by custom or customary law. And no areas of law or policy are reserved as being outside of its control. And you see how they have made it their sovereign jurisdiction overrides Nipsey's. And then look who came in and switched the documents. I have more than one set of documents and hidden ones. David Gross. So he working with them. And international law. That's also coming to me. International law. That area and that land, when it is finished, that city of lights that I told you has come to me, where they have sovereign jurisdiction and control over it, will have an international partners. International law and benefits will apply because they will deal. Oh, my candle just jumped. It just blew, and there's no wind blowing. My air is off. He said, and no areas of law or policy are reserved as being outside of its control. International law, policies, and actions of neighborhood states, corporations, and respect of populist means of enforcement and resources to enact policies are factors that might limit sovereignty. But we know the ones higher up, basically David done walked it in. Okay, there are higher ups that you're starting to see. Like the man that works with the multi-billionaire investor, black investor, Don Peoples. So we need to watch and learn, and let's see who comes out as being a part of constructing that site. Also, what he was saying, okay, I got another part for the Ace of Spades. I'm sorry. the Five of Spades. I tried to get as much as I can. Oh yeah, traditionally, this five, the Five of Spades, is a card representing anger and loss, and it is a old symbolic meaning. Check this: the old symbolic meaning for the Five of Spades would be a hand holding a knife. The Five of Spades can denote cutting someone and something out of one's life. So I don't know if Sam and the family is considered cutting them out, or they're considering trying to cut Sam and his family members out of Nipsey's property because of the dirty shit they done, and now building it up and going to give it to the other investors and the high ups. And actually, I feel a resale. I see, once you see this during the Olympics, it's going to be beautiful what they're going to do. Because I see the construction is going to, the demolition is going to start soon. Speaking of that, I got to read y'all motherfuckers some other goddamn shit that came up when I was looking up David Gross. I'm going to finish this for you. There was some, okay, it's coming up in a minute. I got to tell you about this. Okay. And it is saying cutting someone out of their life. It's going to be beautiful, what I'm saying. Beautiful over there, beautiful property. You know, we might not recognize what they do to it. And then it's going to change hands to billionaires. Watch and see. Now, I don't know how this is going to affect Sam. I believe they're going to get some money from that because they are owners in it. But really, they want to take this David Gross and the partners he's dealing with. They already have plans to make even more millions more money on top. He's not going to get paid one time. It's a residual. They want to resell or take it up to the billionaire boys. And it's a part of a conglomerate. That's what I'm saying. David's part of a group, and it is an international group dealing with people of different races. So let's watch. Okay, and the city is down with this. The city is part of this. He's saying the city is making it hard for him and going against him. I'm telling you that's not true, because David has people inside of there that he greasing. They up with the shit. They are going to benefit from bringing that in and then squashing the Moor. Okay, and the Native American and the Ethiopian Eritrean god, king, man. You're saying you want to cut somebody out your life with this 5 of spades. It also denotes surgical procedures, divorce, quitting, leaving, going it alone, loss, fear of abandonment, loneliness, depression, separation accompanied by pain, grief, sorrow, and tears. The left-hand path. So there's something very evil and demonic about this. And also it's forced obligation, delays, law enforcement, because law enforcement is dead in the middle of this. Mysteries, secrets, a lot of hidden shit. Depression, addictions, anger, illness, loss, and fear of failure. Sam is really afraid that they might lose everything because of what's going on secretly that they are not telling us, that I am telling you that I'm seeing. Then when I looked in here, the 8 of spades come up here. There's a woman. I actually saw 3 women. One that's hidden, that's also a psychic and does readings. That's watching the situation or part of it. And one independently wealthy, but there's another one here, and it also represents some type of jail, some type of being bound by it. And she's dealing with disappointment, physical illness, restrictions, very imbalanced. She feels that what she gave, she's not getting back. It's a lack of reciprocation, of unrequited love. This deal, since he was assassinated, she feels like they are not being mutually beneficial to her. She's having health problems behind this, mental problems, possible doctor, dentist, somebody's having mouth problems, psychiatrist, very wounded. These females, could be more than one female dealing with Nipsey, feeling snubbed by the family, brushed off, or snubbed by Sam, or hurt feelings. Now she's reassessing her goals, investigating and researching the questions and the problems on how to get what she wants. Even dealing with possible medical exams, civil exam, forensic and police investigation. They tell me these police are still around this and investigating whoever this woman is that feels like she's not getting what she wants. She's also being looked at as a part of this investigation. She's in and around this investigation. And then when I'm seeing like a dominant figure, like a king, this is bothering me because the police are spying on Blacc Sam. They're spying on all of them, and they're around that property spying and watching. This is a man of authority, ambition, and power who likes to take. He's also dealing with a queen. There's a woman involved in here that's very strong and powerful, but she's older, probably was married or divorced, very lonely, very miserable. Doesn't feel like she's getting what she wants. She's a leader and a lawyer. This man is also a leader, a lawyer, a judge. He's a police officer, dealing with health specialist, and he's also a man from a foreign country. This is not a black man that is involved in this, that deals with police and law, that is also watching this and only concerned with power and prestige and money and authority. He's already in a very powerful authoritarian position. He can be arrogant, opportunistic, very deceptive, cold, calculating, shrewd, very possessive, emotionally controlled, and detached. And he is a rival, for some reason, of Sam in business and love. So I don't know why the love keeps coming up, the relationships keep coming up. I don't know if Sam had a relationship or somebody they want, or this is about Nipsey. And it ties into personal relationships and business relationships around the property. And there are treacherous women involved in this, and this is a foreign woman. This is a woman from another country involved in this land. This is a man from another country. Both of them are older and very powerful that involved in this, and Sam needs to know because they don't have his best interest at heart. Okay. Let me tell you something else that I saw, and I knew that I wasn't crazy. I don't care what anybody says to me. Let me tell you something. I was looking online for pictures of David Gross, and I know you all have seen this picture I'm getting ready to mention. It was a picture with David Gross had on green. They were at the airport. Nipsey was right beside him with green on, and they were walking towards an airplane. They were in the airport to take a flight. Okay, I went to a website, and I saw David Gross. He's on the left side of that picture. And Nipsey's on the right side of that picture as you're walking into the airport. Okay, something told me to look down on the website, and it was an advertisement underneath it. So the advertisement was directly lined up with the picture of David Gross and Nipsey above it. So as David Gross is on the left side, I looked down, there was a picture of a shark and a lady finna get eat up by the shark. Okay, the shark was on the left side, directly up under David Gross. The girl, and underneath her was the word shark bait, was directly underneath Nipsey. God damn it, I don't care what nobody say. That showed me right there. David is a goddamn shark, and Nipsey is the shark bait and was the sacrifice. Set his ass up. Now, what was the advertisement about? It's a new movie that come out the day after Nipsey's birthday called 47 Meters Down Uncaged. You hear me? Look it up. You think I'm lying. It's called 47 Meters Down Uncaged in this bitch. Now, 4 and 7 is 11. 11 is also a powerful master Illuminati number, which would also represent what? The tower. God damn it, this bitch. The tower. Tarot. And what they building over there? A goddamn tower. That they say is Nipsey. Just like the Barbershop emblem is a tower. And they both be represent him. Now, what is about 47 Meters Down come out August 16th, 2019. Nipsey's birthday, August 15th, 2019. The 5 and 1 is a 6. The shark, peep this, is and he's sacrificing, the shark bait is human sacrifice of what? 5 girls. They in an underground city ruins where the city was destroyed underground. What underneath Nipsey building I told you about? Underground city ruins. Well, ain't nothing living down there no more. It's not a hustle bustle city, but the gods and demonic entities and natural resources. Underground city under his stove. And it's an underground city these girls were swimming in where the shark was waiting for their ass and sitting underground tunnels and shit under the water. So we would deal with Poseidon and we would deal with Zeus. When we're dealing with the sea and dealing with underground cities trapped in the motherfucking water and dealing with the hidden predators that prey on what? Human sacrifice is tricked into swimming to their own death on the property. Just like what? Who would trick into his own death on his own property on the top of an underground goddamn city where the predators was lying down there goddamn waiting? Did you see what I'm saying here? I just happened to stumble up on it and put it together and seen the picture down there. Okay. So we're dealing with underground labyrinth that would be Poseidon, and we're dealing with Andromeda and Sirius, because remember we're in the dog days when this is coming out. And we're dealing with Olympian, the sea god, the king of the sea, Neptune and the god of the sea, and earthquakes, with funny shit been going on out there with the earthquakes and shit since they assassinated Nipsey. Okay. I had to give you that little tidbit right there that I seen. Somebody tell me what time it is, because I still not finished. I might have to come back, because there's so much to this here. Okay, tell me what time it is Eastern time, because I can't see it on the phone while I'm talking. It doesn't show up to me unless I come back, because there's so much here. I tried to tell y'all, and I'm getting just hot all over. I want to give y'all this as something to think about. And it looks like there were private loopholes too in that contract that he did. Now, David was trained in psychology, and David has about 2 or 3 alter personalities. And he's a very angry, unhappy person, and him not going through this deal or completing it might cause him problem at home. He's already getting little words from the investors because they want him to go on and tear the shit down and start. I can't read you. I don't want to read you everything about him, but this man has some problems, and he's initiated into skull and crossbone fraternity ritual. So he has coldness when it comes to us, unless we're sellouts just like him. He really wasn't Nipsey's brother. Okay, 1 for the 1. Thank you. Okay, I got a little more time, baby. Thank you. This man is sick And he only deals with multimillionaires and whites, and on top, and the Asians on the bottom of the underworld of organized crime. That's why Bruce kept bringing me that dragon. Because he was showing their money and investments are also tied into that building. Now, somebody just said earlier that they saw, now that one of those investors that sold it to Nipsey, they were Asian. Like I told the person, it don't matter if they ain't Chinese, if they goddamn Japanese, and they Korean. Last time I checked, correct me if I'm wrong, those are still part of the Asian ethnic groups. Okay? They're still Asian. And I see Chinese, and I'm going to stick by what the fuck I said. If you don't see their ass now, you're going to see their motherfucker ass later. Now, I didn't say it was just one group of Asian, but that's the main one. The Chinese and the underworld associated. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it till you prove me goddamn wrong. Now, y'all done already found one, and I find that there's something else that's going to be going on with that T-Mobile store and those products. I don't know if there's going to be an Asian owner. I don't know if we're going to switch hands. I don't know if there's merging of properties. I don't know if an Asian is going to take over a new product, a phone, or something associated with a phone, but I see something changing with T-Mobile. And it has to do with Asian. Damn, I'm hot. I need to... Come on, Al, because I don't want to have to get up and turn on. Let me get with the ace of spades that really fucked me the fuck up. I was up all night with this bullshit right here. That Nipsey goddamn ass. Telling my motherfucking ass about the ace of goddamn spades. I just got hot, goddamn it. They done came in here. Oh, so goddamn hot. All over. Well, I'm hot. Let me start this off for you. Ace of spades. Black and white card. So above, so below. I got to fan myself on this shit. Ace of spades means a secret of some kind. This card was the card of many secret societies of old, being the key to mysteries as much as it represents the truth that lies behind the veil of illusion. It is the symbol for the study and pursuit of esoteric knowledge and mystical wisdom. The Ace of Spades is also one of the cards for death, change, and transformation. This magical card in your spread, it is certain that you will go through some sort of death and rebirth, or at least some important and powerful changes. So we already know Sam has gone through the death of his beautiful baby brother, Armias. Ace of Spades, if it's in Mercury. I think right now, y'all, are we dealing with something with Mercury? Are we in Mercury retrograde, or is there something going on with Mercury? Because if it is, this card represents secret activities, communications, and short trips. I don't know if Sam going on a trip or want to go. This is also a secret about a brother. You hear me? This is a secret about his brother or his sister, or both. This can also be a desire for secret knowledge, either mundane or spiritual, and unexpected, and secret desire for somebody and something. This card can signal an unexpected change or even death in the family. Though it may not be a strong possibility, it can also represent spiritual change in your life. So I hope they're taking care of grandma and everybody in the family, because the stress of this can lead to health problems or just take you out, because that's some hurting thing to go through. What they went through and what they are still going through. Let me tell you something. Listen to this. It's really scared the shit out of me. The Ace of Spades in this connection to war. So these people are in war. This is what this is. Thank you, Nikki. They are in war, baby. Just like they were in war during King David's time and King Solomon's time, and with Haile Selassie and Eritrea, and when the invaders came in to try to take over the land and turn them against each other. They are still in war, as the father was in war and escaped to come to America. Nipsey was a general over his war troops, the gangs, and them fighting in LA and being shot up by police and set up by within their own and outside of it. And he was one of those types of people, a natural born leader that all those people loved and respected, and they were willing to ride and die, and still are. Well, he's from the descendants of their bloodlines that did the same things. So it says the Ace of Spades in this connection with war. Look at this. Used for good luck. but also as a psychological weapon. The Ace of Spades has been engaged on numerous occasions in the theater of war. That says high up government planning and high up generals for war with presidents. In the Second World War, the soldiers of the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment of the American 101 1st Airborne Division. See, 101, we're dealing with 11 again. The 506th Parachute Infantry, that will be 11 again. Which would deal with what? The Tower and one of the highest esoteric numbers of Freemasonry. And perfection, the number 11. That represents the Tower too. This is going on with Black Sam's life. The whole family's life. Tower, sudden, abrupt, dangerous, tragic change, shake-up, Tower. So you see these numbers keep coming up to represent the Tower. And now they're building the Nipsey Tower. I'm going to get to that in a minute. That regiment of the American 101 Airborne Division were marked with the spades, with the Ace of Spades symbol painted on the sides of their helmets. In this capacity, it was used to represent good luck due to its fortunate connotations in card playing. Fortunate connotations here were in card playing. All four suits were used for ease of identification of regiments within the Air Force Airborne Division following the confusion of a large-scale combat airborne operation. Battalions within the regiments were denoted with tick marks or dots marked from top clockwise, headquarters at 12 o'clock, 1st Battalion at 3 o'clock, etc. One part I wanted you to know about them, that they were actually talking about the Viet Cong. What did I do? How, when they would go over there for war with the Viet Cong, the Viet Cong, or the Vietnamese, saw the Ace of Spades as bad luck and death. So the American soldiers played on that to try to destroy their morale so they can beat them by killing. When they would ever kill a Viet Cong, they would tape or stab or stick the Ace of Swords in the body, and then they would go and spread the Ace of Spades all over the land so that the Vietnamese would get afraid because they saw the Ace of Spades as death. But the U.S. saw it as good luck in conquering them. And that's how they helped to kill so many of them, defeat them. This was so successful, they contacted the Bicycle brand card company and had a special deck created that symbolizes the Ace of Spades as bad luck with a woman on the back. The two symbols, the Ace of Spades on the front and the woman on the back, represented bad luck and death. They were so successful that they made it that special deck for the military. And the spade, Ace of Spades, also represents the cosmic tree, represents fall and winter. So you see now we're going into the fall. We're into August, moving into September and winter. So something is must going to take place, a shift with that situation in the fall and winter, since Nipsey gave me the Ace of Spades to give to Sam. Some Sam needs to know about now the fall and the winter. And it represents the power of darkness. And in the tarot, it symbolizes intellect, action, air, and death. Dealing with the mind, anything legal and court, and thinking and strategizing. Focusing on winning and overcoming your enemy, playing chess. That will be dealing with the Ace of Spades. And also Jay-Z has Ace of Spades, champagne. So I thought that was quite interesting that I ran across that with the Ace of Spades. And it says, 20 years later, the Ace of Spades was used again by American soldiers, this time as a terror weapon in the Vietnam War. Okay, so I remember that correctly. U.S. troops believed that Vietnamese traditions held the symbolism of the spade to mean death and ill fortune. And to be it to frighten and demoralize Viet Cong soldiers, it was common practice mocking them by leaving an Ace of Spades on the body of killed Vietnamese and even littering the grounds with it. And it also deals with Mercury and Neptune in a position of the master script. So the master script, yes, I didn't lose that, is contained in there. David Gross, and I was basically shown that he was sent to match the psychology of Nipsey, to make it sound like they were brothers, and he believed in what Nipsey believed in and had something in common with him. When baby, it was the spook shit to turn it upside down. Take all the thing he knowed about Nipsey and his brother and the dad and the whole family, became buddy with the whole family, knowing he was ice cold when it came to them people. He didn't give a fuck about Nipsey. And then turned and flipped that shit. Just like he made you think Nipsey was with it when he been crying like a week ago, telling me he been getting death threats and choke no joke, say he spoke to him, and I don't know if Yuck Mouth or something tried to speak out, or y'all need to leave him alone, some shit like that. But that's not what Choke No Joke said, though. He was saying that David Gross called him and said, would you please stop saying this about me? I didn't trick Nipsey. Nipsey knew about it. Then he comes up with that video they standing outside where Nipsey looks like a deer in fucking headlights. It looks like he's totally shocked. Like he did not plan to be there. But I feel like Nipsey was scared, and I'm going to get into one of the reasons why in a minute. Not just because of the threats of David. Let me tell you something. David, look, is shorter than Nipsey, but David has a hit squad. You hear me? Because of the ones that he works for, David is a flunky. Really. He's a glorified flunky that will sell out his own people for $1. But the ones on top and the organized crime bosses and mobs will take someone out. They will even take him out if he reneges on selling his soul. That's what I'm trying to tell you. David's not a joke. Now, he talks soft and shit and smile, and he's very clean, and he's an attractive man, but I'm telling you, and I'm willing to be wrong about this, what you see with David and all the sincerity and all that, this motherfucker is a cold-hearted serpent. You hear me? And also that tower that they're planning, the spirits told me that is the Tower of Babel. The reason why that's a tower, that's a trick. Again, saying it's honoring Nipsey, but it's the Tower of Babel because when they build it, and the higher, it's an illusion. He's lying about why they're really building, okay? And then when you get higher up and they build that tower, that's the international bankers, the international investors, that are waiting secretly in the wings to come in and make sure that the permits, the certification. And then another thing, if they don't like David so much, why did they allow David to fence that property in? And why have they given him permit to build a tower? They don't want you there. They don't want Nipsey there. They're harassing you. Well, why you got the permit? Where they do that at? You see what I'm saying? That shows you is something that he's not telling, okay? Now, he's dealing with the psychological, this is COINTELPRO. That's what he's dealing with. And he isolates victims, trap them, and then agitate them and set them up for goddamn assassination. That's his job. He go in, he do that. He's just like a economic hitman. Okay? He just do it in a level, and now they got the hip-hop vibe and stuff to it. So he come off and he's just so kind. He trying to buy the block for the black people. That's a, watch and see now. Everybody, they finna come in now with that cashless society. Keep their eye on me. Watch and see. And them building they build, I ain't living in one of them. Everything you do, they're going to trap their ass in them inner city building. Why? They're going to send them off into somewhere and isolate them. Watch and see now. Okay. Now, the Tower of Babel was built in Shinar. This is in Genesis 11:1 through 9, or Babylon. Genesis 10:10. We're dealing with that again. The number 10 deal with endings and beginnings. Rise and fall. As Nipsey's physical life ended, now theirs begin. Okay. States that Babel was part of the Nimrod kingdom. Nimrod was the grandson of Ham. The wickedness increased in Nimrod, and he inherited the clothes of Adam made out of the skin of a serpent, and he was unconquered. He called himself God. Nimrod said he was God. After the flood, man multiplied and filled the earth and spoke one language, used violence and force against the weaker neighbors, and paid no attention to the laws and rules. Sound familiar? Because that's what's going on out there. That's what goes on with all of us people of color all around the world and the United States. But they were using power and force against them, as they still are, police, laws, jurisdictions, principalities, having sovereignty over the land, the districts, the people's bodies don't even belong to them because they are black. They're niggas. Whenever you are black, you're not a human. You're like, what, 3/5? You are a dead nation, namdigyo. Within a nation, you don't know who you are. They can do anything to a person that is not sovereign because you don't know who you are, but they know. Do you understand? Now, I'm just talking, I'm just throwing a little code out. I don't want to say it too much, but y'all, if you understand a little bit I'm saying, go do your research. Because that's what Nipsey told me. And then I researched it and I found out what he said. After the flood, man multiplied and filled the earth, spoke one language, used violence and force, which is what they did out there. And how they took him the fuck out. Now, that's before they created the flood. They thought they would wash it out. And then man replicated and did the same thing again. And then came that Tower of Babel trying to reach God and overthrow God and be more powerful than God. And they deliberately confused with different languages. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The different languages, goddamn it. This fucker dealing with. David is dealing with a different language called double talk, double speak. He's dealing with the bastard language that you were given to confuse you and to throw you off and to make you throw your own self off and trick you. Now, as you get higher up that Tower of Babel that they are building, you are dealing with the billionaire boys. You are dealing with the underground lords and secret societies that understand the language that you are given, and they'll have a conversation with you because they know you are not a part of the elite, but they have the codes to the higher language that is written in English and in the contract. Why? Because most of them are sovereign. Or they know the laws of the sovereign and they know the doublespeak. Okay? So they talk to you and they have a certain handshake because they secret mason. They move a certain way. They know you don't move that way. You speak a certain language. They know you don't know the language where you are taught to speak in what? Adverb, verb. You don't know. We were given the bastard, mixed up, confused English language when they on the top that rule and that taught David the contracts. They taught him the science of doublespeak. He understands sovereignty because he is above the law. He is moving within the protection of the ones that are at the top of the Tower of Babel with the different languages that are international, that control the world. Do you understand? I've already mentioned King Solomon and how that 666 is divine and it goes back to our people. It goes back into Nipsey's bloodline, but they used the magic against him. He was magically assassinated first, demonically assassinated first through the laws of Solomon. The magic keys of Solomon. They used his ancestor keys against him and his brother and his father. Solomon, idol worship and high wizard, 1 Kings 10, 14 through 15, 10, 23 through 27. The weight of gold which came to Solomon in 1 year, but he was getting this once a month, was 666 talents of gold. Solomon went after Ashtoreth. That's the goddess Ashtoreth. Solomon worshipped her. And is the goddess of Sidonians and Milcom, the idol of the Ammonites. Solomon Solomon, there's two names, two ways to pronounce. Solomon did evil in the eyes of the Lord as his father David had done. Solomon built an altar for Chemosh, the idol of the Moab, in Jerusalem. Solomon built an altar for Molech, which is what they use out there when Alex Jones was exposed them and taped out there in California, out there in the woods. They were paying homage to Molech, was a big owl. See, Solomon was doing this back then, and you know this had to be a black man, so-called man. He was an African of descent. This was not a European. Could have been. Because in that line, after that comes Menelik 1 and Menelik 2. So, this is Irish stuff they want us to know, because this is what Nipsey has been teaching me. So I won't read everything about David because I got a page just on him. One thing I did see that was quite sickening about him, and he's tied to this organized crime. That says some of these Asian families also in LA control dry cleaners, ethnic restaurants, and grocery stores, quick strip clubs, heroin, pharmaceuticals, cocaine, porn, prostitution, the sale and international smuggling. This is some of the families that are tied into the ones that David have investments with. Now, I'm going to tell you something that came up that was quite strange to me. I'm not going to read everything on him because I'm already very tired, you guys, and I think I've given you enough to kind of go on right now. You're not going to believe who came up in this reading. I will briefly get to the record deal. Another spook who sat by the door, but that was different than David Gross, that didn't sell out the people. You remember the police officer in California named Christopher Jordan Dorner? Remember that black man who was also military and worked for the California police? Remember a few years ago, they hunted him down like a dog and trapped him in that cabinet. Said he had shot 2 people, and I think one of them was an Asian woman that was the daughter of a police officer. Christopher Jordan Dorner shot her and shot her boyfriend. Y'all remember that? And he was on the run. They had it all over the news. And then they isolated him in the, okay, you remember. For some reason, he came into this reading. So I decided to bring it in. He started talking to me. He say, they lying on me. Let me tell you this here. This right here tripped me out. He say, I was sent in to study them and expose corruption. He said he was set up and killed when the cover was blown, and they refused to cover him and get him out safely or stage to death, have an exit for him. See, he is with Nipsey. He was talking to Nipsey. He was talking to me. He said they actually sent him in, and Christopher Jordan Dorner was military and U.S. Navy. But what he also told me, he was possibly, I heard, CIA, FBI. He was trained, and he would go in and do intelligence and study people, spy. They would trust him and allow him to be in drug deals, murders, setting people up, dealing with children being violated and raped. This is what Christopher Jordan Dorner told me. He wanted to talk for Nipsey. He wanted to tell me they said they did that shit. He said they do that shit all the time. He was the spook that sat by the door in the sense that he wanted to expose these white nationalists and KKK inside of the California police, and how they would set up black people to shoot them and kill them. And he even said there was an organ ring. Nah, I don't feel comfortable saying this shit, but that's what he said. So you know me. Again, I'm just talking. This is for entertainment purpose only. You know, I just say stuff I see in the spirit. I don't say stuff I see as a guarantee, because some of this stuff I can't find out any goddamn way. So I'm just shooting this shit with y'all tonight. But if y'all happen to find out some of this bullshit I'm saying is true, I know y'all gonna let my ass know. By Nipsey, brother, the daddy, the Tower, David Gross ass. I don't know if we can find out this about Christopher Jordan Dorner, but it comes up because there was another lady that used to work with him that was transferred to the 77th precinct. That sound familiar to you? Said she was down there doing dirty shit and setting motherfuckers up. And that she lied on him. But she denied it. But then she had a lover that came out and said she had lied on him and said he was whooping her ass and said she hit herself. And they still let her work there. And go along with that and let them set up black people and kill them. And also, Christopher Jordan Dorner was... There were 3 categories of military shooter. A marksman, a sharpshooter, and an expert. Well, Christopher Jordan Dorner was a expert marksman. He might have been in the second category as a sharpshooter, but not, he might not have been a complete expert, but he was an incredible shooter because he had been given these certifications in the military. And he was on reserve at the time. He went on a run and they killed him. And he said he was a double agent, but they didn't know it at first. They said he was mentally programmed and trained to spy on people, blend into the environment, learn languages of cultures, create aliases, sleep with women to infiltrate organizations and families and drug families to assassinate targeting individuals overseas. So it looks like he was also doing some things for the government as a spy and a possible killer, a hit person, because he was a sniper. This is what they're saying. And they're saying he was a Manchurian candidate as well. He had different alters and split personalities in the brain that was created by slaughtering the self-respect. Because, you know, they called him nigger and all kinds of stuff. They were very, very nasty to this man. There's a lot of racism in the police department out there. And at a psychological and mental, emotional, and spiritual self-reference level based on race, they taught him to hate himself and put him down. And they said the assault on the psyche severs the umbilical cord of the soul tie to the person's soul. Dorner was a secret agent sent to expose corruption, drug dealing, gang war, police informants in gangs that are also police, organ and blood trafficking, infiltrating church shelters, homeless shelters, food banks for military informants, intelligence, and they use homeless people. And that's why a lot of them disappear. They use them for different reasons. Prostitution, organs, to practice murder on them, human sacrifice rituals on them. Who's going to miss them? Do a lot of stuff. And to children on the streets. This is what he's saying. Again, this is spiritual. I'm just talking, because I couldn't really find much on him, but I did find that little bit about his military and being a shooter. You can see that on YouTube. Look up Christopher Jordan Dorner, Dorner, D-O-R-N-E-R. He came up in Nipsey's reading. And he said that's what they did to Nipsey. That was really weird that out of all people, he popped up and started talking to me. And he said that that's true about the police force because he was inside of there, getting ready to expose them. That's why they killed him. Hunted him down like a dog and killed him. Because he was going to expose the corruption. He was a part of it. He was in there. He was one of them. But they didn't know that he was setting them up. And when he exposed that the lady police that worked with him kicked this handicapped man in the face when they arrested him and beat the man up. And when he told, they said that that's not true. She said she didn't do that, so she didn't do that. And you're going to go against your police officer? And they set him up and fired him when they know that is what happened to that man. But he wasn't supposed to tell. And he was ready to expose more things. I see he had some type of disc. Had saved it on a disc and a hard drive and a computer. Oh, they went and got all of that when they set that ass up and assassinated his ass. I'm saying that they actually were dealing drugs. They took people and they would experiment on the people, like the homeless people nobody would look for with the shock treatment and shit, and stick them in a mental hospital and drug them. Y'all, I know this might sound crazy to y'all, so I won't read no more. I just wanted to bring that up, that he came up, and then they say he killed himself when he was up there, I think in the mountains in California somewhere, in a cabin. No, what I see on the side is a white man that's got on all black and a sharpshooter with a rifle. He took him out. They came up from underneath the house. It looked like what the cabin that he was in had a basement down there, and he came in through the window, through the door, eased in real quiet, got upstairs while he was in there, and he wouldn't come out. I remember they smoked him out. They threw a smoke bomb or something in there. They think they set it on fire. They had the TV and everybody. They were showing this shit nationwide where Christopher Dorner wouldn't come out. And then they said when they came in, they found him dead. Now, he telling me there was a sharpshooter with a rifle. Blowed his head in. Okay, Nikki. Yeah, that's what he told me. Okay. One more thing and then I'm going to go. Y'all, please, again, if somebody could tell Black Sam, goddammit, about this 5 of spades his brother told me about, and about this ace of spades. Somebody get it to his video, if they see the beginning part of it, so he can look it up and listen to what his brother is telling him. What he said about the record deal. Because, yeah, and also David Gross represents to me a Zazel, which is the Judas goat. David Gross is a goddamn Judas sheep and a Judas goat. That's what his ass is. You can't trust nothing he goddamn say. Telling you that right now. Trust his goddamn ass. Don't trust nothing he damn say. Not nothing he say. As they say down here, say. This motherfucker dirty as hell. And if they go along with him, the family go along with him, I'm telling you, it's because it's some shit that we don't know or don't see. It's some underhanded shit, and they caught between a rock and a hard blade because he is not going to let go. And if they fight him, he going to jam them up, got rich people and resources to jam that property up and jam that money up. So it's kind of with them, damn if you do, and damn if you don't. Now, what I want to say about that record deal, let me tell you something. When people sign them record deals, any company that's so above, so below, is dealing with a record label that's very big and prosperous. There is a demon, he told me the name is Legion, that is over the record deal that makes the record company big and rich and very powerful. They have made a pact with Legion to have all the wealth they could possibly imagine as long as they give human sacrifice. So many of them do not want to give their mama, their daddy, their sister, their brother, their children, their husband, and their wife. So where do you think they get these peoples from? They get them from the motherfuckers who signed them goddamn deal. That's where the fuck they get them from. Now the demon told me they can do one or two things to you. Maybe it's 3. They can tell, they can do a spell and tell that demon, wherever we send this person to perform at in the world, make people fall in love with them and make them a multi-millionaire so that we make a lot of money. We're going to keep this person, we're going to make them rich. Or they can tell them, as soon as the person signs this contract, they send demons to the person's house, because the demon will then surround their house, surround their body, and you'll see, go back and look. If you see certain people, you know more about Nipsey than I do, and you know about his life. Look at after he signed that record deal and see if trouble or fights or conflicts or problem with that land, the police over there started to follow Nipsey. Now, I understand he had problems before, but he wasn't killed before. I want you to look after he signed that contract, baby. All y'all do this for me. Because y'all better PI than me. I'm just learning. I be so goddamn tired over here. Whoa, I don't have time to search shit like y'all do. I just be over here researching and writing what they tell me. Now, you look and you see if people came in his life that started to fuck with him and start shit with him, or had legal problem or more shit, trouble drawn to that store, drawn around him, no matter how peaceful or how good he was. I want y'all to watch it from the time he signed it in November 2017 up to March, beginning of March, and then up to that day where they sacrificed him. He was assassinated, because I'm trying to tell you that they sent that shit out on that boy because they know, because of the way he is, the way he was, the way he still is, full of light and very special and very esoteric. He came to bring light on this system and to shut down the slavery and the oppression and the breaking of the back of the Moor, and to restore the knowledge and the dignity, and for the blood that is spilled on the land and the love he has for the people, to help to right that and restore the sovereign beginning of the people, which was land ownership. See, if he wasn't going to sell out And if he wasn't going to turn, they know he wouldn't. Well, they gave him all the things and fattened him up and built him up because they know that when they built him up and then had that devastating assassination on film, it had to be on film. Hey, girl, well, you ain't got to miss me. You know where I'm at. I ain't hard to find. You looking for me? Here I go. They sat down and set that boy up. And I'm telling you, how do I know? Because the demon came in here and kept me up for the past week. I'm tired of hell. This what he did. The fucker will come in my room. Wait till I go to sleep. Come over there in my bed and dive in my damn body. All night long. He took me to demonic law school 101. He said, this is what people don't know because they want to be stars so bad, or they play on some part of your greed or some part of your poverty or feeling of lack and don't want to be poor no more. They usually get you to do it because of the fame and fortune, and there's something in you that you want. Even though Nipsey was successful on his own and a multimillionaire on his own. He wasn't broke, he wasn't poor. He didn't need David Gross to give him no money. Now, I don't know what the issue was around the money, but if they say it's convicted felon, that's a goddamn lie, because I know convicted felon that done bought houses. I got their name on property. So, I don't know about California, but I know convicted felon have bought property. Even Choke No Joke said he's a felon, and he did. So that's not the reason no day he was broke. This one goddamn broke. He was making millions off that weed stove. And his other brands and shit, and hair care, and you know. Demon told me, I woke up tired as a motherfucker. And I talked to somebody, she said, get that motherfucker out your house. I said, I can't. I'm going to walk in between worlds for Nipsey. Because I want to know any goddamn way. And I got up in the morning, and I looked at the demon. He looked at me. And I said, I'll see your goddamn ass tonight. Come back. He said, okay, I ain't going to leave. I said, stay, goddammit. Shit. Because he wasn't doing nothing to me. He wasn't raping me or nothing like that. It wasn't sexual. This fucker dive in the back of my damn left head. And I be in school with this demon all night. I ain't never been through no shit like that in my life. He said, let me tell you one thing. I said, yes, sir. He said, you look at a contract. He said, I want you to focus and y'all can look this up. I'm hot as fuck right now. Nipsey over there laughing. The demon taught me this word. He said perpetuity. Y'all look that up because it be in them contracts. He said, when they tell you that you're going to sign this contract, or you're going to sign the rights over to some music or something they want to use of yours. See, the way that they make sure you never get it back. They said we can use this into perpetuity. Okay, let me tell you what he said that means. Several things it means. Because see, he knows demonic law. Demonic law, thank you, JJ. They can start businesses of their own because they're convicted felon don't mean that. And he said, let me tell you about infinity. You know what infinity symbol is? The number 8 turned on its side. Now, y'all know how long does infinity go? Forever. It never ends. It goes forever and ever and ever and ever. You keep circling that number 8. It just goes round and round and round and round and round and round. You can't stop it. Okay, that's what the word perpetuity means. Forever and ever and ever. And if you decide you want to get out, they can let you out. But if they know they want you as a human sacrifice to the demons, because one of the major groups over that Lady Witt told me it was Legion. The name is Legion. And that's a vast army that will kill you if they tell it to. Yes, Nikki. And he say, when you sign a contract, you are not signing just as a physical human being because that body is temporary. Your soul is also signing. So even if you did not sit, because it's inside of your fingers, inside of your hands, it's inside of everything. Your soul is also an active participant. So you are still selling your soul, even though you did not sell your soul, even though you are not a fucked up person. Everybody that is successful didn't sign their soul in the music industry, but you indirect sign your soul. Why? Because the demon is over the record label. So whatever pact the people that run the record label have made with the demon, you have just become a member of the club. You have signed into it. So the demon have access to you. And so when your physical body dies, when they take you out of it, your soul still is bound by the contractual agreement when you signed your real signature on that goddamn paper. The demon know. Because there was another demon that goddamn came in here and I just cried. Because I say, Nipsey, if somebody could tell me that knew him, I bet you like the months leading up to his assassination, Nipsey was nervous. Nipsey couldn't sleep. He was agitated. Any little thing might set him off. If people around there could see him, he'd get agitated. Easy, get upset. He was emotional. Sometimes he didn't know what it was. He didn't like to be by himself because you could see him. They start ambushing the person. They start isolating the person. They start setting the stage to make something very bad happen to the person. The person can't even sleep good. That go back to his motherfucker smart ass mama. The mama said, go back and listen. The mama said that boy was nasty. She said she said he was up. He really wasn't sleeping when she synced him them last 2 weeks. And you know why? He couldn't rest. They was on him. Them demons was on him because once he signed, they let him wait a little while. Somebody was watching that baby and had a part of signing that agreement to take that boy out. That's what it was for. That's what the contract was for. She said he knew, and she said she knew, and the grandmama know. Yeah, he couldn't sleep. That's why, because I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I felt what that baby felt. He know now. He was agitated and nervous like I was. Them demons, they'll come around. I think this fucker that looked just like that bitch on Hellraiser. That thing, that demon that came out with their hair sticking up in that long gown and had a mouth like this. Fucking doing me like that. I said, well, good morning. Good morning. I know why you here. And I had the coldest chill. And I felt like I was getting ready to die. They started scanning and they showed me how they scanned that paper to make sure he had signed. Once he had signed, because your blood is also vibrating through when you sign in your soul. That's why people cannot rest when they die. When they are murdered like that, and they signed some type of demonic contract, Nipsey didn't know. That baby didn't know. And as soon as they sign it, the demon knows. Because remember, demons know all things. They know everything about you. You can't trick them. You can't kill them. They are above a human. They are older than a human. They know everything about human anatomy, physiology, and biology in the brain. They go right through your brain. They know all of your thoughts. You can't lie to them. Once they knew, they were told to go out and surround him. They surround that baby house, his body, his cars. Everybody that he dealt with, he was nervous. He felt that death on him, and he felt like it was nothing he could do. But what I'm trying to tell you is something could have been done. It wasn't that baby time. He obviously didn't have nobody around him to put protection on him and to counteract the magic. That's all. That could have been undone. But either nobody cared around him or nobody knew or he didn't believe it. They came in on me and I said, I'm tired, but I'm thankful. I said, Nipsey, I'm going to put myself in this position for you because I need to know. And I'm willing to do this. As long as I can stay breathing, stay alive to goddamn come tell about it. I know what happened to you. And the mother obviously didn't know what to do. And when she said next thing he knew, not because it was his natural time, but because of the oath that he didn't know he took. Because whenever you bond with a company, you are bonded with whatever beings that they are with. And that goes back into infinity because they didn't want to let him out. He didn't ask to be out because he didn't see what was coming for him. So the soul is inhabited in the body, and the soul never dies. This is just an illusion. This doesn't last. It's just a trick. It's a costume. Everything down here is a trick. It's an illusion. It's not real. But they put us in a position because they blinded us, flipped us, and stole everything from our ancestors, the mother and the father of the universe and the creators and the true owners of the land. They've broken it and hidden it and then replaced themselves with you and said they are. And do everything they can to fight to keep it that way and will kill you to keep it that way, as you see them doing. So because it was a soul agreement and it moves into infinity, once you leave the physical body, then it cannot be broken. Why? Because it's moving into the soul, which lives forever. So then what happens? If the family is not protected, that same spirit that is a vampire spirit and a parasite now will make you a star and make you popular. Why? Not for the money to go to you, because the physical body is not here and you're still bound by the agreement, the soul agreement that you made when you signed it, and now it's vampiring off the music. So what do they care to make you famous, to make you millions of dollars? Because the money goes to their label and they pay. That's the payment. You give them bodies, they give you the physical money. That doesn't last. It only is valuable here when you're in the body. And then they move into the family. So Nipsey's family better watch the children. God damn. Just when I'm getting good on the road. Oh boy. They'll kill family members. They'll keep cashing in on the soul. Because remember, that curse and that agreement that goes into perpetuity, the infinity will then start to move and start to vampire and feast on other family members and take them out. That's why I know Nipsey told me to tell Blacc Sam 5 of spades and ace of spades, because they have been flipped. The ace has been flipped. Y'all, I gotta go. As you can see, the phone is dying. Get your stuff ready and the candles ready for Nipsey's birthday. Because I'll come back on August 15th. I love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me. Click like on this video and please share this video. And I love it when you talk back to me and give me your feedback and comments. And thank y'all for being here. So I'll see you in a few days. Okay. I love y'all.